Hello students, how are you? I am Krishna Nayak, your chemistry teacher, and today we are going to discuss our exercise from 4.7 to 4.12. Right? Let's start with the question number 4.7. Question is, what is the effect of temperature on the rate constant of a reaction? Right? And how can this temperature effect on rate constant be represented quantitatively? Right? We have to discuss about the relation between the temperature and the rate constant, and we also have to represent that relation with so that quantitative relation. Right? The rate constant is directly proportional to temperature. Right? Whenever the rate constant is nearly doubled with a rise in a temperature by 10 degree for a chemical reaction. Right? Whenever we increase a temperature by 10 degree, the rate constant will be increased double or triple. Alright, we can say that suppose when temperature is T1, alright, then the rate constant will be K1. If we take T2, which is nothing but T1 plus 10, right? We are rising 10 degree. Then our K2 will be the double of that K1, alright? The temperature effect on the rate constant can be represented quantitatively by Arrhenius equation, and this relation can be solved by the Arrhenius equation, which is K equal to A into e power minus A by RT. Right? Now where A equal to Arrhenius factor, K equal to rate constant, R equal to gas constant, T equal to temperature, and E equal to activation energy. Right? Means we can say that a rate constant is directly proportional to temperature. Right? Now our next question, which is 4.8. In a pseudo first order hydrolysis of ester in water, the following results were obtained. Right? Here we are carried out the hydrolysis of water, and some experimental data are given in the table. Now from this table we have to calculate the average rate of reaction between the time interval 30 to 60 seconds. Right? Here in the table the time is given and concentration of ester is given. Right? At the 0 second the concentration here, right, this time is given in the second, and concentration is given in the mole per liter. Right? Now we can say that for this reaction, when 0 second means initial concentration of ester is 0.55. After 30 seconds, the concentration of ester will be 0.31. Alright. After 60 seconds, it will decrease to 0.17, and after 90 seconds, the concentration of ester is 0.085. Right. Now we have to calculate the average rate for the time interval 30 to 60. Means we have to calculate that average rate taking this time and this concentration. Right? Then calculate the pseudo first order rate constant for the hydrolysis of ester. Right? And we have to calculate the rate constant for this reaction. Right? Because we know that the rate equal to K into concentration of ester. It is a first order reaction. So, right, we can easily find the rate. Right? And we also have to find out the rate constant. It means this K. Right? Let's solve this. Now, calculate first average rate by the differential rate law. Right? R average is equal to the change in the concentration of ester divided by that time interval. Right? At 60 seconds, the concentration of ester is 0.30 minus यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा? At 30 seconds, there will be this, and at the 60 seconds, you will be get this one. Right? Here actually I didn't do that sign. Otherwise, you can do this this is a ester which is hydrolyzing, so we can say that the concentration of ester is decreasing. So we can write a rate by the minus d as concentration of ester divided by dt, right? And at the 60 second the concentration of ester is 0.17 and at the 0.37, right? And this minus is of the formula which showing the concentration of ester is decreasing. If you will subtract this, you will get the minus answer, and this minus and this minus will be carried out to plus. So I written as a direct, right? If you subtract that, you will get 0.14 divided by 30. So the rate average for the time interval 30 to 60 will be 4.67 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole liter inverse second inverse, right? Now we also have to calculate the rate constant, right? For a pseudo first order reaction, the equation for the rate constant is K equal to 2.303 T log R naught by R, right? Means we have to calculate that rate constant for the all particular step, and then we have to take a average of that rate constant, right? So calculate first K1, which is at the time 30 second, right? So at t equal to 30 second, K1 will be 2.303 by T1 log R naught by R1, right? So T1 will be 30 second, and at the 30 second the R1 will be 0.31. Our initial concentration is not going to change, but this particular concentration at particular time will be changed for every K1, right? So for K1 there will be a T1 and R1. T1 is a 30 second, so we have to take a concentration of ester at the 30 seconds, so it will be a 0.31. If you divide this term, you will get 1.77417. Now you have to see the log of that term, you will get 0.249, right? And if you simplify that whole term, you will get our rate constant for at the 30 second is 1.91 into 10 to the power minus 2 second inverse, right? Now similarly at the t is equal to t2 is equal to 60 second, we have to calculate the rate constant, right? So it will be a K2 equal to 2.303 divided by T2 log R naught by R2, right? Here T2 is 60 and the concentration of ester at 60 second, it will be a 0.17, right? If you divide that term, you will get 3.23529, right? So you have to see the log of that term, you will get 0.5099. Now if you simplify that, you will get K2 is equal to 1.96 into 10 to the power minus 2 second inverse. Similarly, you can calculate the K3, right? Here you have to take time equal to 90 second, right? So our formula will be K3 equal to 2.303 by T3 log R naught by R3, right? Here you have to take a concentration of ester at the 90 second, which is 0.085. If you divide, you will get 6.4706, and if you take a log of this term, you will get 0.8109, and you have to simplify that, you will get K3 equal to 2.07 into 10 to the power minus 1, right? Now the average rate constant K equal to K1 plus K2 plus K3 divided by 3, right? Replace the value of K1, K2 and K3, right? The summation of that whole value, because you can add here the power of 10 is the same, so you can directly add that terms. So you will get 5.94 into 10 to the power minus 2 by 3. So your average rate constant is 1.98 into 10 to the power minus 2 second inverse, right? So first we calculate the average rate, and then we calculate the average rate constant for the particular given data. Alright, now our next question 4.9. A reaction is first order in A and second order in B. Right, here given is that a reaction is carried out in the order of A with respect to A is the first order, and with respect to B is the second order. Right, we have to write the differential rate equation. Right, first we have to write the differential rate equation. Then how is the rate affected on increasing the concentration of B 3 times? Right, here we have to increase the concentration of B 3 times, and when you increase the concentration of B 3 times, you have to calculate the rate for the reaction, or you have to measure that what is the effect of when we increase the B 3 times, right, on the rate. Now similarly, we have to also calculate how is the rate affected when the concentration of both A and B are double. Right, so first of all we have to write the differential rate equation. Then we have to calculate by this equation what will be the change in the rate when we increase the concentration of B to 3 times, and we also have to calculate the rate, or we have to see the effect of when we increase the concentration of B and A both to a double. Right, so let's see what will be the solution for this numerical. Now the differential rate equation will be, actually you can't write the differential rate equation, because for that you need a reaction. Right, because in the differential equation the rate equal to 1 by coefficient, right, into the change in the concentration of reactant and divided by time interval. Right, you can write this term, but how you identify that concentration by the power? Right, coefficient and power may be not the same. Right, because power is determined, order of reaction is determined by the experiment, and which is not exactly similar to with the coefficient. Right, so we can't write that differential equation, but we can write the rate law for this given data, which is rate equal to K. Here the given is that the order of reaction with respect to A is 1 and order of reaction with respect to B is 2, so we can write a rate equal to K into A power 1 B square. Right, now we also have to calculate the change when we are increasing B concentration to 3 times. Right, so we suppose that rate dash, right, when we increase the concentration of B 3 times, so R dash equal to Ka, and we have to just 3 times increase this concentration of B in this rate law. So there will be a 3B square. Now the 3 square is 9, so you will get 9K concentration of A, concentration of B square. Right, now you can write the rate, normal rate for this term. Right, because in the first equation R equal to Ka B square. From this you can write R on behalf of this whole term, so you will get 9R. Means whenever you increase 3 times the concentration of B, the rate will be increased 9 times. Right, so the rate of reaction will increase 9 times when we increasing the concentration of B 3 times. Right, similarly when we are increasing the concentration of A and B and double the concentration of both reactants, the rate will be R double dash equal to K 2A into 2B square. Now the 2 square means 4 and 4 2s are 8, so 8KB square. Now that whole term is nothing but our rate at for the simple rate law, so we can write R. So we can say that whenever we double the concentration of both the term A and B, the rate of reaction will increase 8 times. Right, now our next question, question number 4.10. In a reaction between A and B, the initial rate of reaction was measured. for differential concentration for A and B as given below, right? At the different concentration of A and the different concentration of B, practically the rate of reaction is measured, right? Whenever we take the concentration of A is 0.20, yes, and the concentration of B is 0.30, the rate for this two concentration is 5.07 into 10 to the power minus 5, which is measured practically, right? Second, when we take a concentration of A is 0.20 and we decrease the concentration of B to 0.10, the rate will be 5.07 into 10 to the power minus 5, right? When we increase the concentration of A to 0.40 and decrease the concentration of B to 0.05, the rate will be 1.43 into 10 to the power minus 4. For this given data, from this given data, we have to calculate what is the order of the reaction with respect to A and B, right? We have to find out the order of reaction with respect of A and respect of B, right? This type of numericals are quite important for you. So see what you have to do. First of all, you have to write a general rate law, right? To suppose that order of reaction with respect to A and with respect to B, right? And from this general rate law, you have to replace that all terms and form a different equation, and by that you will get order by the dividing that equation, right? You will understand better when we carried out the numerical, right? So let's start the solution. Let the order of the reaction with respect to A is X and with respect to B is Y, right? So our rate law will be R equal to K A power X and B power Y. First of all, you have to write this general equation, right? And then from the given data, you can form a different equation, right? When rate is 5.07 into 10 to the power minus 5 equal to K, you replace 0.20 the concentration of A and 0.30 concentration of Y. When you take this concentration, the rate of reaction will be this, right? Similarly, when you take a rate concentration of A is 0.20 and concentration of B 0.10, the rate for this reaction is this. So, and similarly, when you take a concentration of A is 0.40 and concentration of B is 0.05, you will get the rate is 1.43 into 10 to the power minus 4, right? Means from this you can get a different equation. Now you can see that in this equation here, in the first and second equation, the concentration of A is similar, right? If we divide that two equation, then we can identify that one, right? Let's see, first divide the equation first and second. So this is a first equation, and right, this whole is a first equation, and we have to divide by this second equation, right? Here you can see that the 5.07 and 5.07 into 10 to the power minus 5 will be cut out. Similarly, the K will be also cancelled, and similarly 0.20 power X, and here you can see that the 0.20 into power X, so that will be also cancelled out. If you cancel this, you will get 1, and here the term 0.30 and dividing 0.10 having power Y is remaining. So you can write then 1 equal to 0.30 power Y and 0.10 power Y, right? If you divide that, you will get 3, and having a power, similar power, so you can write a 3 having power Y, right? Here you having a 3 power y, right? And at the left hand side of equal to you have a 1, right? Here you have to identify y. If and it is in the power of 3. If that is the base is same, so you can equalize the power of that base, right? So we want here 3, but here is a 1. So we can write that 3 power 0, because if we write a power of 0 of any digit, you will get 1. So 3 power 0, it's also be 1. So we can write on behalf of 1 3 power 0. Why we take a 3? Because on the other side of equal to there is a 3. And for the compare that both base, we have to similar that both base. And for that we take a 3 power 0, right? यहाँ पे हमें क्या करना है, तो दोनों का बेस सेम करना है. अगर बेस सेम है तो एक्सपोनेंट को हम क्या कर सकते हैं, कंपेयर कर सकते हैं. सही है. उसी वजह से पावर को कंपेयर करने के लिए बेस सेम चाहिए. यहाँ पे 3 था तो यहाँ पे हमने 3 ले लिया, लेकिन जो हमारी टर्म है वो तो 1 है. तो अगर हम 3 का पावर 0 लिखेंगे तो इट विल बी अ 1, राइट? नाउ the base is same, so you can directly compare that exponent, so you will get y is equal to 0, right? Now divide the equation 3 and 2. You can divide any of this, right? Already we divide the first and second. Now you can divide the first and third or second and third, right? Here we take the third and second, right? So the first of all, you have to write third equation and divide that equation by the second equation. If you take the division of that two term, you will get 2.821, right? And here you can see that the k will be cancelled out, right? Now here only x term is the remaining, not y, because you already get the y is equal to 0. Whenever you replace the value of y in this both term, the 0.05 having a power 0, and if any digit having a power 0, you will get 1. Similarly, for this term you will get also 1. So the remaining term is only having a power x, alright? If you divide that, you will get 2 power x. Here the exponent can be a similar, so sorry, the base can be a similar, so exponent can be a compare, right? But यहाँ पे आप देखोगे तो जो हमारा बेस है वो सिमिलर नहीं है, तो हम पावर को कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते. But we want to find this value of x, so we have to take log both of sides. So log 2.821 into log 2 power x, and the exponent will be carried out in the multiplication, so you will get x log 2. Now you have to see the log of that term and log of 2, right? So you will get 0.4504 equal to x into 0.3010, right? Now you have to identify the x, so take this term in the division and divide that both term, you will get 1.45. It's near about 1.5, right? First you get y is equal to 0 and x equal to 1.5, right? And if you talk about our rate equation, rate law, rate equal to, you suppose that k into a power x and b power y, right? Means x is 1.5 and b is y is equal to 0. So you can write that the order of the reaction with respect to a is 1.5, because you get the value of x is 1.5, right? And with respect to b is 0, because you get the value of y is 0, right? So this type you can find out the order of reaction, right? And you can also find out the total order of a reaction by adding these two terms, right? Now our next question, 4.11. The following result have been obtained during the kinetic study of the reaction 2A plus B, it gives C plus D, alright? Here reaction is given, and for this reaction some experimental data is also given, right? There is 4 experiments are carried at different concentration of A and the different concentration of B, and they find out the initial rate of formation of D. Means rate of formation of D means it's nothing but our rate of reaction, right? Rate of reaction, because you can write that the rate equal to the formation of D and time taken, right? And it's the given. It means that the rate is given. There is not directly, but indirectly the rate of reaction is given, right? Now determine the rate law and the rate constant for the reaction, right? We have to find out the rate law. And second thing, the rate constant for the reaction, right? If we have to find out the rate law, means we need the exponent of A and exponent of B, right? Means we have to find out the order of a reaction with respect to A and similarly respect to B, right? जैसे कि हमने अगले न्यूमेरिकल में किया था वही हमें फाइंड आउट करना है, लेकिन यहाँ पे बोला क्या गया है, यू हैव टू फाइंड द रेट लॉ. Not directly state that. You have to find out the order of reaction with respect to A and with respect to B. But say that the rate law you have to find out. Similarly, you have to carry out this numerical as above written, right? Let the order of the reaction with respect to A is X and with respect to B is Y. The rate equal to K, A power X and B power Y, right? And from this equation you have to form 4 different equation, right? Because you can replace the value of their rate which are given in the table. Similarly, you can replace the concentration of A and B which are also given in the table, right? So you will get different 4 equation from this table, and after that you have to divide any 2 equation, right? Now here, whenever you have to divide, you have to see that whenever you divide, and if you don't want to take a log, then you have to take you have to simplify your reaction. You have to choose that 2 type of equation in which any one term will be cancelled out, right? Let's see the solution and you will understand better. Here you can see that I formed 4 different equation from the given data, right? From the given table, right? Here now you have to choose which to have to divide, right? If you take first and second, there is no similar term for the A and B concentration, right? If you take a third and fourth, there is also not any similar term for the concentration of A and concentration B. But if I take a second and third, then the A will be a cancel out. Or if I take 1 and 4, the Y will be a cancel out. If there is a one, if there is a same concentration of A or B, means you can cancel a one term. So your one unknown term will be cancelled out also, and the simplification for that equation will be easy. So take that type of equation or choose that type of equation in which one term will be cancelled out, right? अगर कैंसिल नहीं करोगे, आप कोई भी 2 लोगे तो भी आंसर सेम आएगा, लेकिन कैलकुलेशन थोड़ी सी लेंथी और टफ हो सकती है, राइट? लेकिन ऐसे इक्वेशन आप चूज करोगे जिसमें कोई एक टर्म क्या हो रही है, कैंसल आउट हो रही है. अगर ये हमने 2 और 3 ले लिया तो क्या हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे ये x कैंसिल हो गया तो सिर्फ y रह जाएगा, सही है. अगर फर्स्ट एंड फोर्थ ले लिया तो क्या हो गया, y कैंसिल हो गया तो सिर्फ x रह जाएगा. लेकिन इफ यू टेक फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड, राइट, यू कैन सॉल्व दैट, बट हियर not x going to cancel or not y. So in the last equation you having a x and y, and with that equation, to solve this equation you have to carry out again some equation, right? So ऐसी कोई चीज चूज करो कि जिससे आपका सिंप्लीफिकेशन सिंपल हो, सही है? Okay, so first of all we take the fourth and first equation. So divide the equation 4 and first. So write the fourth equation and then divide first equation, right? Here if you do the division of that term, you will get 0.4 into 10 to the power 1. Here you can see that the kk will be cancelled out. Similarly 0.1 having power y and 0.1 having power y also cancel out. So you there is only 0.5 power x and 0.1 having power x, right? Here the exponent are same, so you can write that 4 into power x, right? And 0.4 into 10 to the power also is equal to 4. Here you can see that the both base are same. You can write here the 4 power 1, right? So if the base is same, you can compare that exponent. So x will be 1, right? You can easily get this x, right? Now similarly, dividing the equation third and second, right? So you have to write out that third equation, and then you have to divide that equation by the second equation, right? If you divide that term, you will get 0.4 into 10 to the power 1, and here you can see that kk will be cancelled out. Similarly 0.3 power x and 0.3 power x will be also cancelled out. So you will get only 0.4 raised to y divided by 0.2 raised to y. If you simplify that, you will get 2 and power having y. Alright, here the base is 2. So you also want the base 2 on the left hand side, but you have 4. You can write a 2 square on behalf of that 4. So now our base is similar. So you can now compare that exponent. So you will get y is equal to 2. Now our rate law is r is equal to, we suppose that r is equal to k, a power x and b power y. You find out a value of x and y. So replace that value. So our rate for this given reaction particular is r equal to k, a power 1 and b square, right? Because you get x equal to 1 and y is equal to 2, right? Now if you see the question, first thing is already we find out, which is rate law. Now we also have to find out the rate constant, alright? So for this reaction, you have to find out the rate constant. Here we get a rate law, which is r equal to k, a into concentration of b square, right? From this equation, we can subject that rate constant and find out the rate constant, right? Because we know the value of rate and concentration of A and concentration of B, right? So from this equation, for the experiment 1, K1 will be 6 into 10 to the power minus 3, which is the rate given, and concentration of A is 0.1 and concentration of B is 0.1 power 2, right? So you will get 6 liter square mole minus 2 power and minute minus 1, alright? Here you can find the unit of that K for particular this reaction. How the rate having unit, rate of reaction having unit what? Mole, liter inverse, minute inverse, right? And the concentration unit of A will be a mole liter inverse. Similarly, for the concentration of B is also measured in mole per liter, but its power 2. Alright, this mole liter inverse will be cancelled out, and this both term goes in the numerator. So you will get this minus 2 will be converted into plus 2. Alright, and you will get mole power minus 2, and here the minute inverse will be remain. So the power of rate constant for this particular reaction will be L square mole minus 2 and minute inverse, right? Or you can find out that unit by the our main equation for the K equal to mole liter inverse having 1 minus n and minute inverse, right? Here n is our order of reaction. You can find out the order of reaction by this, right? Which is n is equal to 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. If you replace that 3 here on behalf of n, you will get similarly the unit, right? So our K1 for the first experimental data will be a 6 liter square mole minus 2 power and minute minus 1 power, right? Similarly for the experiment 4, you have to just replace the value of rate and the concentration of A and B and simplify that. You will get 6 liter square mole having power minus 2 and minute minus 1, right? For experiment 3, the value of rate, concentration of A and concentration of B, ये सारी चीजें आपको सिर्फ किस में टेबल में जो हमें टेबल दिया गया है उसी में से रिप्लेस करनी है. You will also get 6 into liter square mole power minus 2 and minute minus 1. For the similarly experiment 4, if you replace the value of rate, concentration of A and B, you will get 6, right? Value for the rate constant is 6. So you can say that rate constant for this overall reaction K equal to 6 liter square mole minus 2 minute inverse, right? Here the value is constant, so you can write directly. Otherwise you have to take a average of this for rate constant, right? And this thus you can find a rate constant for this reaction. Now our today's last question is experiment 9, exercise 4.12. The reaction between A and B is first order with respect to A and zero order with respect to B. Fill the blanks in the following table, right? हमें बोल दिया गया है कि ये जो रिएक्शन है A और B रिएक्टेंट यूज करके, तो उसके लिए A के लिए ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन है फर्स्ट एंड B के लिए ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्शन है 0. सही है, right? And we have to complete that blanks which are given the table, right? There is 4 experimental data are taken in which first of all the concentration of A is given and some are missing which we have to calculate, find out, right? The concentration of B is also given and the initial rate is also given, and there is the one missing rate which we have to calculate, right? First of all we can write the rate law, right? Because the given reaction is of the first order with respect to A and with respect zero order with respect to B. So we can write that the rate law will be rate equal to K, A power 1, B power 0. Right, here the B power is 0. So we can write that the rate equal to K into concentration of A. Right, now we have to find out the concentration of A and initial rate. But for that we want the K. So from the first given data, all terms are given, so you can easily find out the value of K, right? And after the find out this the value of K, you can find out the concentration of A, B, or rate of reaction, right? So from this rate law, you have to subject this K and replace that two values from the experiment 1, right? For the experiment 1, the rate is 2.0 into 10 to the power minus 2 and the concentration of A is 0.1. So if you divide that, you will get K is equal to 0.2 minute inverse, right? Now, from the experiment 2, in which you have to identify the concentration of A, right? In experiment 2, you have to find out the concentration of A. You can similarly use that rate law equation in which you can replace the value of rate and also replace the value of rate constant which you already calculated, right? So you can easily find out the concentration of A. Alright, you have to just simplify that term and you will get the concentration of A will be 0.2 mole a liter inverse, right? Now from the experiment 3, in which you have to find out the rate, right? So directly rate equal to K into concentration of A, where K is 0.2 and concentration of A is 0.4 given. So the rate for this experiment 3 will be 0.08 mole liter inverse minute inverse, right? And from experiment 4, here you have to find out the concentration of A. So replace the other values which are given. So you will get A equal to 0.1 mole per liter. Alright, here our exercise question from 4.7 to 4.12 are completed. If there is any query in these questions, you can ask me by the comment. Alright, thank you.